We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.
It's official. Style Guys is trending for the holiday season. Located 1252 Burnham Ave in Calumet City. Being black owned and operated with new items weekly in store and even online. And with over 50,000 followers online, you can't miss out. Sales going on till 2022. Like jogging suits, hoodies, t-shirts, Jordan Craig, smoke rides, crisp, sweaters, and so much more. So beat the lines and order online from Style Guys, 1252 Burnham Ave in Calumet City. Contact them today at 708-801-9481. Again, 708-801-9481. Or check them out from Tuesday to Saturday from noon to 7 p.m. or Sundays from noon to 5 p.m. Style Guys, 1252 Burnham Ave in Calumet City. Life, fashion, style. Follow some of the newest styles by Style Guys in Calumet City. Lock in the Style Guys on IG or look them up, thestyleguys.com. Gone wild. No escaping this. 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 No escaping this.
No one's ready to deal with us.
No escaping this. No escaping this. No escape.
No one's ready to deal with us.
No escaping this. No escaping this. No escape.
No one's ready to deal with us.
No escaping this. No escaping this. No escape.
No one's ready to deal with us.
You are listening to the End of the Bench podcast on Built for This Network, hosted by my man, HRap.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. It's Tuesday. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. That is appropriate. You have the End of the Bench podcast on Built for This Network and on Spreaker.com. Always subscribe, like, share. Do what you got to do to support the family. Thank you for tuning in. And as usual, you know this is a podcast. I say it every week. This is a podcast. What does that mean? That means it's on-demand entertainment, as well as when you need to watch, when you want to watch, or you can watch it live with me every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, or you can go to your favorite place to get a podcast. That could be Spreaker.com, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, Amazon Prime, or wherever you choose to find me, tune in, listen, tell a friend to tune in. I have a special guest this evening, and you already know the people that I bring in. I hope they will enhance your life. And as usual, I acknowledge my family, that is everybody connected to the Pollard, Whitmore, Harper, Bailey, Turner, Battle, Cotton, Shaw, Thompson, Wilson, Chris, Lansdowne, Liggins, Johnson, Duncan, and you know me, my mother, my father, my brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, and cousins. We're the Williams clan. We're always in the building. Without further ado, former Olympian, former boxing champion, Chicago's on. Born 2 months to the day before me. 2 months to the day before me. He good brother. He goes by the name of Montel Ice Griffin. He is in the building. Thank you, Ice, for being a part of the show. It's always good to see good people. How you doing, bruh?
I'm doing fine, man. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you for sharing your time with me this evening. And my show is Build and Destroy, where I attempt to build up the community and destroy lies and propaganda. And I highlight good brothers like.
A little bit louder?
You can't hear me?
A little bit.
Oh, wow. Can you hear me better now?
It's kind of low.
I wonder, let me check my people in the chat room. Hey, am I low to you guys as well? I'm on the highest volume, Montel. I'll get a little closer to my microphone and I'll speak a little louder for you. Can you hear me better now?
A little bit.
Okay. Because they're saying everything is fine. Okay. Well,
They training outside. Outside my door, they training is loud.
oh, okay.
I'm in my office.
Okay. Well, you know what? Since that's going on, we'll make it brief. I want you to introduce yourself. You are a boxing champion. You're a former Olympian. You're a fellow Chicagoan. And introduce yourself to my people so they can get a grasp of who you are, and then we can move on telling them your story, and so you can inspire my people, our people. Hey, Montel, how did you're a Chicagoan, and I'm assuming you grew up in an underdeveloped community, much like myself. I grew up in the Cabrini Green area. From what I understand, you boxed at Seward Park. How did you get turned on to Seward Park?
No, that you give me mixed up with Nate Jones.
No, Nate Jones is one of my very good friends.
Yeah, my father bought Windy City Boxing Club
Okay.
in 1973.
Okay.
On the south side, 1154 East 63rd Street.
My man.
So I was in the gym at 1, 2, 3 years old.
Oh, okay. So this is a lifetime mission for you. And did you play other sports as well?
I mean, football actually was my best sport.
Okay.
Because of my mom, I never got a chance to play in high school.
Okay. Now, you said your mom stopped you from playing football, but she allowed you to box?
No, that's what I'm saying. I boxed. I was in the gym at 1, 2, 3 years old.
Okay.
My father died in '83. I was 12 years old.
Oh,
And that's when I quit boxing, and I quit everything. My mother didn't let me do nothing. So,
okay.
I just live as a regular kid.
Okay. How did you get back into boxing?
When I was 20 years old, I was sitting in the house. One of my best friends had died. I lost my job. My
Oh,
car
wow.
broke down. I was a fat pig. And my nephew called me and said, "What you doing, Unc?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "Why don't you come to LA and start boxing?" I said, "Okay." And I answered him so fast that he thought I was playing. I ended up selling my broken down car to my friend for $500.
Okay.
I bought a plane ticket for $300. I had $200 in my name. I moved to LA without a place to stay at nothing.
Oh, wow. So, how long did it take you to get back on track, bro?
Pretty quick.
Pretty quick?
I just put you like this. I quit boxing for 8 years. I had my first fight January '91.
Okay.
January '92, I was number 1 in the nation
Oh.
in 1 year.
Oh yeah. So yeah, so do you think it's possible to take off in boxing in Chicago? Because again, I grew up with Nate Jones. Me and Nate Jones has been on the show. He went through his trials and tribulations. Do you think you have to leave Chicago for boxing?
Yeah, I moved to LA.
I said, do you think young people today have to leave Chicago for boxing?
Man, it's like with boxing, the warmer climate, the better for running in the morning. And
Okay.
going to the gym and trying to train, lose weight. So I can see a lot of guys. Like I trained in Vegas from '93 to I still want to say '08.
Okay.
So so I was just going out there to get away from my friends. I was a heavy drinker, heavy partier. So I
Okay.
just would just leave just to get away from my friends and everything. So it's really just about discipline, how disciplined you are.
Okay.
I did a lot of things the wrong way.
Okay. Speaking of that,
At 51 years old, I can look back and say that I probably didn't get the best out of my ability. Because I was living in Chicago. We got the best food in the world. I was getting overweight. I was drinking too much. I had to lose weight and everything. So I kind of probably hurt myself. That's why I think I'm gonna be a great trainer because I've been through it all, the ups and the downs. I know what it takes, and you know what I'm saying. I'm prepared to make champions.
Okay. When you know what? Let's go back and let's do a little walk down memory lane. You back in the ring. You number one in '92. Was the Olympics on your mind, or this is just hey, I'm doing?
Came back to boxing.
That was the only reason. Okay.
I'm sorry, I had a phone call. My whole goal was to make the Olympic team. That's why I came back to boxing. I don't even know if it wasn't for the Olympics, if it wasn't for different things. You still there?
I'm here. I'm listening. We can hear you fine. Actually, you a little louder.
Hello?
We can hear you fine, Montel. We can hear you.
You there?
Yeah. We can hear you. Proceed. I'm going to text you. I can hear you. I can hear you. You can go. Well, Montel was telling me he was having issues with his Wi-Fi, and it looks like it's coming back in. Can you guys see me? Let me leave out and then come back.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was texting you. You were coming through crystal clear.
Okay.
You left off at you came back for the Olympics. That was the purpose of you coming back.
My whole goal, everything in my life at 20 years old, my dream, my goal was to make the Olympic team. That's why I packed up and left. It was nothing else but making the Olympic team. That's all was on my mind. That's all I was focused on. So, because it was a couple of chances, it was a couple things that happened in my career that I almost didn't make the team because I lost in the championship of the crowd, even though I got robbed, and then they picked the guy who I beat to go to the box office. I was just lucky that my lawyer, the guy who took care of me was a lawyer, and he ended up, suing USA Boxing. I got a second chance.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
You know what I'm saying? I was just because so many. I told so many people at 20 years old, I'm 210, I'm fat, I ain't boxing 8 years, and I told everybody I said make the Olympic team next year. They all laughed at me. So my whole goal was to make the team.
Well, let's go back there, man. What made you want to do? What made you want to be in the Olympics? Because that's not a traditional hood thing.
Well, in 1976, I watched Ray Leonard win the gold medal with my father, and I knew I wasn't ready for the pros yet. I was only I was 20 when I moved to LA. 21, 22 when I made the team. But it was just the only goal I was thinking about. That's all.
Okay.
I know they say don't put all your apples in one basket, but that's what I did.
That's what's up.
Working out.
Now you made the Olympics. How long did it take before you go pro? When?
I just put it to you like this. I took off boxing for 8 years. I was 22 years old. I made the Olympic team with 30 amateur fights. After the Olympic team, it was nothing else to me but go pro.
Okay.
I had sparred professional champions, contenders. I sparred them every day. I held my own, so I knew I was ready. So
Okay.
I turned pro, and so with 30 amateur fights, I made the Olympic team. I turned pro, 14 pro fights. I beat James Toney. So
I remember that.
I did a whole lot in only 44 fights.
I remember that. Man, how does that feel to be the legendary boxer like that?
Well, it's kind of crazy because he just got elected to the Hall of Fame today. Him and Roy Jones. So it's kind of crazy. I beat him twice, and I'm not looked at as a star. I've never been Chicago. Never gave me no love.
Wow.
I've never felt like, you know what I'm saying, I was special and nothing. So it's just, you know, I just live like a normal guy.
Okay.
And you know, it is what it is, man. I'm glad they got a chance, opportunity. I'm not even on the ballot for the Hall of Fame. So
Wow.
I feel at least I should be on the ballot. Roy Jones, I got 3-1 against Roy Jones and James Toney, two of the greatest fighters in history, and I'm not even on the Hall of Fame ballot.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now, I know you're limited for time. Let's talk about your memoirs. You got a book coming out. Talk to me about that book.
The Ice Life, man. It's The Ice Life, man, is my book. The link is theicelifebook.com. Theicelifebook.com is the link to buy the book. It's a story about a kid. I'm not the greatest fighter ever. I don't have the best life ever. It's just a story about a kid who made a second chance for himself. And you know what I'm saying? And you know, I think it's a great story. At 5 years old, I met Muhammad Ali, and he trained in my father's gym. I went over his house, I went to his camp. I spent a lot of time with him for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? I made a Olympic team. I beat two of the greatest fighters ever. I got cheated and BS out of so much stuff. So the book is crazy, man. It's just, like I said, a story about a guy who made a second chance for himself.
Man, that's awesome, man, because that's the reason I reached out to you, because I got a cousin who, you and him in a sports group, he was telling me how funny you are. He was telling me you a cool dude, so I reached out to you. And by you being, like, you don't feel the love from Chicago, but I remember you fighting those dudes, and I remember my cousins, they from the South Side, they were bragging about you. So underneath the surface, we show you love. It may not get to you, but we definitely got a mad love for you. Because I remember the night.
I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to feel, like I said, I just want to feel loved and appreciated. That's all. I think I did a lot in this game. I'm a very decorated sports athlete in Chicago, and I don't get treated like it. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh, no.
What it is.
Well, I don't know why they don't do that, man. But let me let you know this for sure. Me, my cousin Kurt, I think he you might even cross paths with Kurt. His name Curtis King. He shows you. He the one introduced me to you, and you know I remember seeing you on HBO. I remember that night. You got the victory against Roy Jones. I remember all that. So now, well, again, maybe the love is not extended to you, but people on the streets, the hood loves you, man. The hood loves you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you having me on your podcast.
Yeah, man.
To be able to talk about my book. You know what I'm saying? The Ice Life.
I just put the link in there.
IceLifeBook.com. Check it out. And,
Now,
you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give back. I have a non-profit, Winnie City Boxing Youth Foundation. We're doing classes for kids.
okay.
Yeah, my gym, Clarence Griffin, Winnie City Boxing Club. We've been up for 4 years. I'm doing a little bit of everything. I'm training. We just beat the number 4 middleweight in the world Saturday. I'm sorry, Sunday. I just celebrated my gym's 4th anniversary. Saturday I did a comedy show. I'm doing comedy now. I'm training kids. I'm raising my own kids. I'm just doing a little bit of everything.
I mean, that's what's up, man. You giving back, and that's paramount because that's the basis of my show, to be perfectly honest with you. I like to highlight people who are giving back, and I like to highlight people like with your story. Like you said, you hit some turbulence, and then you bounce back to the point where you had a belt around your waist. And a lot of people need to see that because as they see that, then they'll recognize, hey, you might be in a dark place right now, but the sunshine is around the corner. So you just got to keep walking.
Life, man. Life is cold. Life isn't fair, but you can't give up. You got to hang in there, try to give it your all, and things going to turn around one day. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've been through it myself personally, so I'm a guy who can talk about it.
A testament.
Give up, man. Give it your all. And, you know, my life ain't the greatest life, but it's been up and down. But, you know what I'm saying? It's been, when I was down, I got back up, and I never gave up.
I mean, that's what fighters do, man. You get knocked down, you get back up, and you win.
No doubt.
You can do that. But you know what, man? I know you pressed for time. You told me you had 30 minutes, man. Hopefully,
I'm good right now. I'm good.
Oh, you good. You good. Well, let's go. Now, the state of boxing right now, a lot of people always say MMA is taking over. How do you feel about that? And do you think it'll ever be a time where boxing will come back up?
Well, I mean, I got all the respect in the world for the MMA, the UFC, but I can shut that down real quick. All you gotta do is look at the salaries and the purses of MMA fighters and boxers. It's not even comparison. So, you know what I'm saying? Now the MMA crowd is a younger crowd, and like the older crowd, the boxing crowd is a little bit older. But I think some younger guys get in the game. I think right now, to me, and I'm not trying to be biased, but I feel the '90s are the greatest era in boxing history, and I feel that right now is the closest to the '90s. There's so many great fighters, so many great champions. From 105, 108 to heavyweight, the guys is coming. We had Tank Davis. He sold out the Staples Center Sunday. He's the biggest star in America. And, you know what I'm saying, boxing is doing very good right now.
How do we get young brothers? And see, me, I'm an advocate for owning your own thing, doing your own thing. I'm a sports fan, but I would like to see more Ice Griffins, Tank Davises, Money Mayweathers, and things of that nature, instead of seeing guys on these NFL platforms where their money ain't guaranteed and things. So how do we get people to Ice Griffin's gym and other people's gym? How can we help you guys get into play? Because I would do everything I can to help you.
Right. Well, it's no guaranteed money in boxing either. It's kind of hard because you're only as good as your last fight. We need a commissioner. We need it to be organized. We need judges that if they judge the fight wrong, they need to be penalized. There's so many things in boxing that can be fixed. There's a lot of dirty promoters, but the game is the game. It's the oldest sport in the world. Baseball and boxing are two oldest sports in history. So it's not going anywhere. There's a lot of stars coming up, and embrace the game and just love it. Like I said, we need some commissioner to make it organized, clean up the game. But man, it's open for things to get fixed. And but it's a sport that's not going anywhere. Everybody loves boxing because of the violence, and what I'm saying. Some people love the art of the game, the defense, and everything. So the game is great. I'm at Clarence Griffin Windy City Boxing Club at 2150 South Canal Court in Lacuna Lost, and we in the basement, and we doing big things. I got Destiny Butler training here. He's a up and coming great fighter. Who's gonna be doing big things, and I got a lot of great amateurs here. And we're doing pretty good.
How long does it take the average fighter to go from, let's say,
Everybody's different.
everybody's different?
Like I said, it took me 30 fights.
How-
I'm sorry, I had 33 fights, all as a whole, but it took me 30 fights to make the Olympic team. And you know what I'm saying, I had only fought for a year and a half to turn pro.
So how do you? Is that just your flat out raw talent, or was that your
Like I
training?
said, man, my father had me in the gym at 1 year old. I was around Muhammad Ali at 5 years old. It just was meant to be for me, man. And, I was just thankful that I was blessed with the talent, the discipline, and the toughness to be able to overcome the sport. There's a lot of people who grow up in the boxing gym that don't make it. So you know what I'm saying. I just happen to be blessed that things went my way.
Are you still in the Chicagoland area at times?
I'm in Chicago. Like I said, my gym is in Pilsen. I live 5-10 minutes away from here, and I'm here right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this weather, but I'm here right now.
Man, talk about it, my brother. I'm sick of this weather myself, man. So what is it like? And I'm not trying to big up them, but I'm just trying to give people a chance to understand what is it like going into the ring and what's the mind state you must have, because you see the fanfare.
You gotta be half crazy. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. You gotta be half crazy. Just to go in the ring and want somebody to punch you in the head, and you enjoy that. It's crazy. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we you know what I'm saying, we are a chosen few that was born to do it. And everybody, like I try to explain, I had a guy tell me that football advice because I didn't play on a higher level than him. But he respect my boxing. But I said, bro, check this out. I said, everybody played football growing up. Everybody can't box growing up.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't care who you are. A kid that got on a football field with 11 guys on Thanksgiving and played tackle football. Ain't no kids just winning no gym and boxing. So,
No.
so you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a hard sport. Don't get me wrong, football is a very hard sport. Anytime a guy would kill himself to show the effects of the sport, it's a very hard sport. But man, boxing is just one, it's just one of a kind.
Speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up. Do you find yourself being afraid of that CTE thing? Because you look at a lot of legendary boxers.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was 41 at my last fight, so I had pretty good defense. I had 59 pro fights. I didn't take too much punishment, but I felt, you know what I'm saying, my speech kind of slowing down. I started slurring a little bit. My words weren't clear, and I turned to marijuana. It fixed everything in my body. Marijuana fixed my brain damage. Real talk. People can laugh and joke all they want to, but
I mean, your truth is your truth, bro.
It's real.
Yeah, yeah.
I fought 33 amateur fights, 59 pro fights, and you can't tell I box.
Yeah, yeah. You very clear. You very lucid. What made you know what, man? Let me ask you that. What made you turn to marijuana?
Real talk. Like I said, I was a heavy drinker.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I was coming to the gym every day, and I would leave and drink and hang out. Then I could come to the gym the next morning, and I felt terrible. And I'm like, man, I ain't gonna be able to keep doing it. I used to come to the gym. I never got a hangover, but you know what I'm saying? Like liquor, you take a lot of energy out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was coming out like, man, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? I got suspended from my job. I was Cook County Sheriff here in Chicago. I got suspended from my job, and I started back smoking. And I was smoking, and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm not going to drink tonight to see how I feel tomorrow. And I smoked, and the next day I woke up and nothing was wrong with me, and I stopped drinking for that day. But
Oh, wow.
it was health reasons. It was because of the gym, and also just, I'm 51 years old. My father died at 57, trying to live healthy. I saw Derek James, Earl Spence trainer in Houston, and he looked so good. I said, man, how did you lose all that weight? He said, I left the sugar alone. From that day on, about a week later, I went to Nebraska with Bud Crawford, and I trained with them for 2 weeks. I ran every morning with Bud, and I trained with them for 2 weeks, and I got under 200 pounds for the first time since 2012. And after that, I said, man, I'm done with sugar. I'm done with sugar. I'm done with liquor. And I just smoked, and it worked for me great. It's the greatest thing happened in my life.
Yeah, man, I hear a lot of athletes, a lot of those NFL players, they mention that marijuana has done them wonders.
Yeah, just from pain. Chris Bird was suicidal from taking the meds they gave him because his hips and
Yes.
shoulders was bad. He started smoking it, and it changed his life. So it's the greatest thing in the world. Marijuana get all the bad reputation and everything, but it's awesome, man.
Man, that's good to hear, man. Now, since we're on the marijuana conversation, would this be an issue with the boxing councils if active boxers start using marijuana?
Well, they already, they stopped testing. They stopped testing in the NBA for marijuana.
Okay.
And Vegas stopped testing for marijuana. So I'm sure all the commissioners going to pick up on it. Because basically, bro, real talk, if I was a football or NFL owner or NBA owner, I would want my players smoking instead of drinking. Because,
True.
guys, they get in town, they go out drinking and partying, and play like garbage the next day. When you smoke, it goes away. You know what I'm saying? It goes away, and you wake up the next morning like you didn't do nothing. So, I give about 5 more years. Marijuana is going to be celebrated. I'm telling you.
I mean, the whole thing with marijuana was a farce anyway.
Tobacco is terrible. Marijuana is a plant from God, man. It's put on this earth, and it's doing wonders. They're giving it to cancer patients. They're giving it to older people for pain. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, man. I'm familiar with. I'm not familiar. I'm not a smoker. I do drink, but I'm suffering from a back injury right now, and somebody gave me an edible, and my back pain went away for like 3 days.
The CBD is good for pain. The THC. Like I said, I'm an avid
That's good, man. That's good. You mentioned, so you an avid sports fan then, because you mentioned that you love football. Who's your team, man?
I watch everything.
Who?
You know what I'm saying? Most boxers are really not into that, but I love all sports. That's why I can talk to you about everything. And I don't go with my heart. I speak facts only. I only speak facts. I'm not gonna tell you nothing about my opinion. When we talk about sports, I'm gonna tell you about facts.
Didn't you used to do a Facebook show with a comedian?
Yeah, Stick a Bug, Comedian Stick.
Yeah.
We did a show, podcast. I'm gonna try to get one going from Donnell Nicholson, my 92 Olympic teammate. We're trying to put some stuff together, so you'll be hearing from us soon.
Hey, man, you know I own the podcast network. You can reach out to me.
Pardon me?
You know I own the podcast network, so you can reach out to me, man.
Well, we'll talk about it because we had a guy working on it, but I ain't heard from him. So
Yeah, rock with me, man.
I guess maybe we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. And now, what exactly are you talking about in your book? You know, we've talked about your trials and tribulations. What else are you? What else is in your book? Because I've got new people coming in the chat room all the time.
The book is from the beginning of my life, starting boxing through boxing as a kid, quitting as a teenager, quitting at 12, living my life as a normal teenager, coming back 8 years later, making the Olympic team, winning the world title, beating two legends. After life after boxing, that's my whole life, man. Like I said, I've had so many people tell me I need a book, saying that I should have a story made about my life with all the stuff I went through.
Yeah, man, it sounds like it, man. Being a person who lost his dad early as well.
The icelifebook.com, that's the link.
Hold the book up again because there's a couple new people in the chat room so they can see it. The icelifebook.com. I put the link in the the chat room. So if you want to support my brother Montel, he's a good brother. He's out here doing good things. He's doing good things, and that's the whole purpose of him being on, because his life is an example of what we should be doing instead of just falling off into the system is holding me back, the man is holding me back, or I've had a tough life. This brother right here is a perfect example of no matter how tough it gets, if you are determined enough, you can bounce back. How?
Well, I give you an example like this. I've been through a lot of things that didn't go my way, a lot of things I didn't understand why I was like that. So it helped me to raise my kids. I got two kids that play basketball. Both of them went to college. My daughter playing pro ball in Croatia right now. My son's a two-time state champion. He's a freshman in college right now playing ball. And they just come and talk to me like, man, I'm killing this kid every day. It's not fair why I'm not playing. I'm like, man, life ain't fair. Don't give up. Just keep going. And that's what they did, and that's why they in a good position.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. How young should if you got a young person, how soon should you let them start boxing? Because I got a nephew who used to box.
I got a kid right now who just turned 8 years old. Marvin Gallion, he's gonna be special. He's been in gym since he was 7. I think that's a good age because you can start boxing at 8 years old now. It used to be 10 years old when I was younger, but it's 8 years old now. So the main thing is just not kids don't need 200, 300, 400 fights no more. They're not doing that no more. People having 30, 40 amateur fights turning pro.
How do you decide who you should rock with when you're that young? How do what do we do to get our young people into something that's discipline? Because boxing breeds discipline, boxing breeds organization. How do you get in contact with somebody like you or other people that you respect?
Like me right now, I got youth classes at my gym. I tell parents that your kids don't have to be a boxer, but just have them come in, let them train, and learn the discipline. And I'm telling you, it helps your life. Like, because I boxed for 20 years, everything else I do in life is easy to me.
I'm sure, man. I'm sure because our group, like you said, one of your compadres, he one of my closest friends, Nate Jones. I remember Nate Jones running around our buildings all the time. Even when he got back from the Olympics, you come out for work, Nate looping the block. So I see that their determination and the hard work that it takes, and I think,
Nate was 10 years old.
yeah,
They
did.
had to put gloves together.
Yeah. That's around the time I met Nate. I mean, we all the same age. Me, you, and Nate. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. It's just I think the discipline that it takes to be a boxer will help a lot of these young men in the streets today. And and then at that point you'll realize actually getting hit won't destroy you. It'll just make you stronger.
Like I said, it's great discipline in life to prepare you for life because it's hard. So if you can do this, you can do anything.
Yeah, man. Most definitely, man. Well, we about to move on, man. Thank you again. I'm gonna reach out to you tonight because I have some questions for you offline, and I really want to get in. I want to stay in contact with you, Montel, because my show again is about empowering people in our community. So again,
I have no problem with that, champ.
hey,
You got my number.
yep.
Stay in touch. The Ice Life.
Thank you.
TheIceLifebook.com. It's a great book, great read. I've not got nothing but great feedback from it. So I hope all you people on your show check out the book and hopefully it'll be a movie a few years down the line.
Man, hope so, man. Thank you again, Montel, man. It's been wonderful talking with you. As I said to everybody else who's been on my show, man, you've been a star your whole life. Now you're a bench warmer. Welcome to the end of the bench.
I appreciate it, man. Much love.
Much love.
Take care of yourself, man. Everybody out there, stay warm and stay safe in the shop.
Yep. All right, man. Thank you. Thank you again. And you have a great evening, bro.
Likewise, champ.
All right.
I know thy works, and
All right, man. With that being said, man, this is the middle of the show. Y'all know what I do at the middle of the show. I want to thank Montel Griffin. It was great to talk to him. He was pressed for time. I didn't want to hold him. He seemed like he could have talked a little longer, but I didn't want to hold him and then get into the meat of a conversation and then have to stop. With that being said, y'all know what I do at the end, in the middle of every show. I give us some information to empower us because when you see what you're capable of, when you see what your history of, you will realize what you can do. Here we go. Sarate.
I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. Welcome to the Black Excellence and Abundance Channel. For the longest time, we were taught that black people had no history, and that our history began with slavery. And we know that is far from the truth. Today, we're going to take a look at one of the oldest and the most ancient civilizations known to man, and that is Nubia, the kingdom of Kush, what is today the modern-day Sudan. Did you know that the country with the most pyramids in the world is Sudan? Sudan is the region along the Nile River located in what was once known as Nubia. Nubia/Sudan has between 200 to 255 known pyramids compared to Egypt's 138. The pyramids in Sudan were built by the kingdom of Kush, an ancient civilization that ruled areas along the Nile River from 1070 BC to 350 AD. Just like the Egyptians, the Kushites entombed their royalty below imposing pyramids. Thanks to the movies, when most of us, from a mental image of a pyramid, we immediately think about Egypt. However, despite what many of us might have assumed, Egypt isn't the pyramid capital of the world, or even Northern Africa. That honor belongs to Nubia. The buildings are quite different. For starters, the Nubian pyramids are far steeper and narrower, and they're built from stepped stones as opposed to the smooth surface of the wider Egyptian pyramids. The sizes of the pyramids differ a lot too. The average Nubian pyramid stands roughly 20 to 98 feet tall, while the average Egyptian pyramid is roughly 453 feet. Once the biggest concentrations of the Nubian pyramids is in the ancient city of Meror. Meror is located near the middle of modern-day Sudan. The city alone contains about 200 pyramids. The Nubian civilization was a thriving metropolis. Nubia was home to some of Africa's earliest kingdoms. One of the best known is the legendary kingdom of Kush. Yet, it's the same name of Kush spoken about in the Bible. What was the kingdom of Kush, you ask? With its series of capitals in what is now northern Sudan, this empire helped define the political and cultural landscape of northeastern Africa
for more than 3,000 years. Kush was part of Nubia, described as the region between the cataracts of the Nile. The cataracts of the Nile are a series of 6 whitewater rapids that have been used as key rest stops, so to speak, for thousands of years. The first cataract roughly corresponds to the modern area of Aswan, Egypt, while the 6th lies more than 720 miles north of Khartoum, Sudan. Ancient Nubian cultures were sophisticated and cosmopolitan, as the region served as a major trading center for goods from the African interior, Arabian Desert, and Mediterranean basin. From sub-Saharan Africa, Nubian communities traded gold, ivory, ebony, and animal pelts. Sometimes merchants traded the animals themselves. African animals such as monkeys, elephants, antelopes, and giraffes were exported to private zoos across the Mediterranean and the Near East. From Arabia, Egypt, and Maghreb, the Mediterranean basin, Nubians imported products such as olive oil, incense, timber, mostly acacia and cedar, and bronze. The hazardous cataracts of the Nile made sailing long distances along the Nile nearly impossible. So many goods from the Levant had to be imported from the Nubian East through the ports of the Red Sea. The Kingdom of Kush is probably the most famous civilization to emerge from Nubia. 3 Kushite kingdoms dominated Nubia for more than 3,000 years, with capitals in Kerma, Napata, and Meroe. Kerma was the most powerful Nubian city-state between 2450 BCE and 1450 BCE. It is sometimes considered Kushite and sometimes pre-Kushite. The Kerma kingdom controlled the Nile Valley between the first and the fourth cataracts, making its territory as extensive as its powerful neighbor to the north, which was Egypt. Nubians of this period practiced agriculture, hunted and fished, raised livestock such as cattle and sheep, and labored in workshops that produced ceramic and metal goods. The articles most associated with the Kerma culture is probably the Fleefus. The Fleefus it's like a church. It's a mud brick temple where ceremonies were performed on the top. The Fleefus is a unique structure in the Nubian agriculture. Another very interesting fact about the Fleefus is the mud brick construction material kept the interior of the Fleefus cool in the hot Nubian sun, while the tall colonnades allowed for greater air circulation. The walls of the Fleefus were tilted and decorated with elaborate paintings, and some were lined in gold leaf. Kushite civilization shared many cultural connections with Egypt during this period. Records indicate marriages between Egyptian and Kushite royal families. Around 745 BCE, the Kushite king Pi invaded Egypt, and Pi became the first pharaoh of Egypt's 25th dynasty. Perhaps the most influential pharaoh of the 25th dynasty was King Tahakra, who was Pi's son. Tahakra engaged in enormous construction projects in both Upper and Lower Egypt. Upper Egypt included Southern Egypt and Nubia, while Lower Egypt included the Nile Delta. Under his leadership, temples and monuments were expanded at Memphis, Thebes, and Jebel Barko in Egypt. Statues of Tahakra and other pharaohs of the 25th dynasty are important artifacts which still stand to this day. In later periods, the Assyrians and the Egyptians attempted to erase Kushite leadership and the 25th dynasty from history by destroying their statues and even their names from historic records, but these efforts failed. The final period of the Kingdom of Kush is sometimes known as the Meroritic Period, after its capital of Meroe. The Meroritic period lasted about 300 BCE until the 4th century CE. Meroe was ideally positioned as a port city on the Nile, with trade routes to both the Red Sea and the African interior. With the Nile making irrigation possible, Meroe was an agriculturally fertile area and also set next to lucrative iron and gold mines. The most significant artifacts of the Meroritic period are no doubt its pyramids. Pyramids don't lie. People do, but the pyramids tell the story. The true story. A single necropolis or burial ground at Meroe but has more pyramids tell all the story combined. The true story. Like Egyptian pyramids, the pyramids at Meroe are tomb or burial more than a dozen Kushite kings, queens, and other nobles are interred with pyramids. Although, unlike Egyptian pyramids, Meroritic pyramids do not hold the tomb itself. The burial chambers lies beneath the pyramid, making the pyramid less a tomb than an enormous headstone. So you see, folks, the truth of the matter is, we are the builders of great civilizations, black people. Despite many historians trying to write black people out of history, the proof is in the pyramids. The proof is in the artwork in the great kingdom of Nubia, Sudan, the kingdom of Kush. And just as a point of reference, when you hear Nubia, Kush, Sudan, Meroe, it's like saying New York, Manhattan, Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, regions, states, cities, counties, etc. There are many who try to debate who were the builders of the pyramids and the great civilizations of Egypt, but when it comes to Nubia, Sudan, there is no debate. It is plain as the nose on your face who these people were. And make no mistake about it, we know the difference between the Hamites and the Shemites, and even Japheth, but that's another story. And keep in mind, many of these people were Shemitic, so there were Shemitic and Hamitic people who participated in the building of these civilizations. It wasn't just Moses, Jesus, and Joseph who traveled back and forth to these different lands. But one thing that they were black. And we are not delusional. We know that all black people does not come from royalty. However, many actually do. We are the true royals, as the true royal will say on her channel. We are the true royals. And we are the builders of great civilizations, great cultures, great monuments, and great inventions. It's just that many of us don't even know it. And we would also like to add, please do not take our word for anything. Anything that you see on our videos, please do the research yourself. This information is easily and readily available, especially in the information age that we live in today. This is who we are. The Black Excellence in Abundance channel, where black history is every day. Thanks for watching. We ask that you please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember, thou art rich.
Thank you for continuing to tune in to the End of the Bench podcast. It is HRap B. That's me. This is on Built for This Network on Spreaker.com. Please hit the like button, hit the share button. Do what you have to do to support the station. Please, thank you for always showing me some love. And thank you again for our brother from Chicago, Montel Griffin, former Olympian, beat two of the greatest boxers in the history of the world, as you heard him say. I saw both of those. And man, you know what, Chicago and the rest of the country, we got to show Brother Montel some more love, because he does deserve a whole lot more love than obviously he is getting, and that is a travesty. But we tend to do that in our community, brothers and sisters, and that's why this show was created. Now, with that being said, man, I got a few things I want to cover today, and those things are this. These are extremely important. The first thing is our elder. This is a man who's been the leader of NAACP in Ohio. This is a man who's marched and fasted with Dick Gregory. This is a man who's on Sirius Satellite Radio. And if you don't have Sirius Satellite Radio, you can do what my man Ben always say: go in for the free membership for the 30 days, and then they're going to give you 90 days, and then you mess around, switch your email up, and you know all y'all know how to with that being said, on the serious side, man, this is a dude who's on a hunger fast. This is a 70-year-old man. 70. He is a 70-year-old man. And he is fasting for your right to vote. He is on a hunger strike for your right to vote. If this is a man who's taking time out of his life, and this is a man who has beaten cancer, he's a survivor in a fight versus cancer, and this brother is putting up a fight for your right to vote and other rights that you have. This is why I need you guys to do. This is why I need y'all to download that 5 Calls app. That 5 Call apps allow you to reach out to your state reps and your senators and tell them why is Joe Madison fasting for some stuff that we supposed to already have. You might think this is a black thing, then you would be ridiculously wrong, because this is a bipartisan situation. Everybody, for the European brothers and sisters, for the South American, Central American, Caribbean, African, Asian, the entire continent of Asia, like Russia, if you're Russian, or one of the connecting countries, if you are Mongolian, if you are Chinese, he's fighting for your rights. If you're from Korea, if you're from Japan, if you're from Australia and you're a citizen of the United States of America, voting rights is not a black thing. This is a black man, but this is not a black thing. So, if you want to be a damn fool and let these rich people trick you out your inalienable rights, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to need you guys to do this. Step up, download that 5 Call apps, and ask these people, why is Joe Madison fasting for things that we already should have? Y'all complain, and there's no y'all, we complain about how to enhance our lives. We complain that the government isn't doing enough. But guess what? If you are not doing what Joe Madison is doing, and that's making some kind of sacrifice, do I need you to have a hunger strike? No, I don't. But I just need you to download the 5 Calls app so you can reach out to your state senator, so you can reach out to your state representative, and then, and only then, will things change. Because, man, it's insane. This stuff that we're going through right now is insane. History has taught us time and time again, the rich people that walk the face of the earth have nothing good for us. The rich people, by and large, are they good rich people? Yes, they are. There are no exacts outside of math. 1 + 1 will always be 2. But outside of that, there are no exacts. So the rich people who control this country, the rich people who control the world, the Mitchell McConnells became a millionaire. The Sarah Palins at one point, the lady who's the Speaker of the House now, she worked for $150-some-odd million, because it's a whole lot of stuff behind that, and I don't want to get into it. But we need to support our elder Joe Madison. This dude is a civil rights activist. He has been head of NAACP in Ohio. He did work in the streets in Detroit. He's doing work in the streets in DC. This is a dude who's dedicated his life to us. The least we can do is make a phone call or send an email on his behalf. Thank you in advance. Salute to our elder Joe Madison. Keep it going. He's on the 28th day of this fast. This is a 70-year-old man. He needs his nourishment. He needs his nutrients. He needs his sustenance. And we need to get behind him. Thank you. With that being said, I want to talk about a situation. Me and my brother Ray the Kev, we talk about this all the time. He's educating me on gun culture, and he's educating me on weaponry and things of that nature. And in light of this last week's incidents where a 15-year-old boy who was, a lot of us have been duped, and I told y'all this. We've been duped into believing guns are the problem. Guns aren't the problem. And I do believe at some point we are in the midst of a terrorist threat right now. And that terrorist threat, phase 1 was enacted on the 6th of January. We don't know when phase 2 is going to come, and we don't know when and if a war will be enacted. a civil war, you've been hearing about this for decades. If you're my age, you've been hearing about this for decades. The people who hate peace, the people who hate unity, the people who hate even Steven competition, the people who are always trying to fix things in their favor, the people who are hate mongers, they are preparing to destroy the good people of the earth. Whether you're black, that's my tribe. Latino, I got friends there. Whether you're Asian, got friends there. White, or what do you call white? Y'all not white. Ain't no such thing as white. You are either Greek, Italian, some type of mix, or whatever. White is a thing that was created to subjugate things. So we're not going to get into that. But when you look at people who are the parents of Kyle Rittenhauser, and they're on their way, hopefully they're on their way to the penitentiary. They destroyed 5 young people last week. And they were arrested for that. And they make you feel like guns are horrible. It's the guns' fault. Well, I've been living in America for 51 years. I've been all over the country. I got friends all over the country. I've been to science class. I've been to physics class. I'm college educated. The reason I'm saying all this, not to brag, I've never seen a gun jump up off a table, aim itself, and hurt somebody. I've never seen that. Now, this is what me and Rated Kev break away. Rated Kev is an avid gun activist, right? I'm a neophyte at gun information. I don't understand 30 clips, 30 bullets in the clip, and 30 and 40 and all this. I don't understand that, so I'm not going to speak on that. But I do believe some of that stuff need to be reduced. Rated Kev is not an advocate of that. Me and Rated Kev will debate for hours. You should hear our phone conversations, our podcast, if you really want to be honest. But one thing me and Rated Kev do agree on is this. The wicked and evil people of the United States of America and of the world would want to hurt the good people. You don't have to agree with me. The wicked people of the world want to hurt. They really want to hurt the good people, man. And I'm just being honest. And when you have a faction of the universe that is trying to hurt another faction of the universe, you cannot allow yourself to be destroyed. So what I need you to do is this. I need everybody, from the time your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and cousins get to about 8 to 10 years old, you need to educate them on weaponry. Because these people, in my personal opinions, are deviants. They're sick, they're sociopaths. Anytime your son is at school drawing pictures of people laying on the ground bleeding and looking for weapons, and anytime a school counselor says there's something wrong with your child, he needs some counseling, and your response is to go get that young man a weapon, it's something wrong with you. He's 15. His brain isn't even developed fully. His brain isn't even working the way it should. So, if we're going to be honest, the good people of the earth needs to arm themselves. We need to arm ourselves. Period. And this is the part where Rated Kev will say, see, if you think you need to arm yourself, you need as many bullets as possible. But that's neither here nor there. I agree with Rated Kev. Damn my opinion, damn Rated Kev's opinion. But if you have a group of people that are walking around this country that want to hurt good, hard-working people and children, we need to get armed, people. And if you believe guns hurt people, knives hurt people too. Baseball bats hurt people too. Shovels hurt people. See, it ain't what the boy did. It's not what he used to do what he did. It's the fact that he did it. And you got this dude's parents sending him text messages. One of his parents literally said, don't get caught looking for ammunition. LOL. This is what we're up against. And whether you got the D by your name or the R by your name or the I by your name. I don't give a damn. The Democrat, Republican, Independent, they're all richer than 99.9% of the people that are going to watch my show. I'm talking to people who get their ass up and work every day. I'm talking to people who hate their job, but they get their ass up and work every single solitary day. That's who I'm talking to. Do I primarily talk to my community? Yes, because we're the target of most of the hate. We're the target of most of the hate. So yes, I'm talking to my folks. You need to be tuning in to Rated Kev on YouTube and be educated by a brother that knows. He's the most informed person on weaponry I've ever met in my life. I'm glad to call him a brother and a friend. I'm telling you. I'm not inciting violence. These are defensive mechanisms. These are defensive moves that we need to pay attention to. Because if we don't, all you do is tune in the Rated Care channel. He'll even tell you where to go to look at some. Rated Care that educated me so much on the weaponry. And if you are under attack, if good, solid people are under attack, then that means, hey, it's going to be a problem. You can look at me, HRap, you tripping. But understand this, and I hate what I'm about to do, but I think I need to do it. If that was the boy name, I don't even know his name. I don't care what his name is. But if his name was Tyrone, Fruquan, LaShawn, or any black boy, first of all, he wouldn't have been apprehended by the cops. Second of all, the Department of Children and Family Services would have come in and grabbed young Crumley. That's his last name, Crumley. They'd have grabbed him and they'd have put him in a home. But the school steps up and says, get this dude, he gonna hurt somebody. And he hurt somebody that day from what I understand. When we're dealing with people like this, and look, just to show you how sick his parents are, your child is arrested for murdering people and you go on the run. You're not even man and woman enough and adult enough to face the music. You go on the run when your child hurt somebody. I hate that these young people were destroyed, but you know what? It may help. It may help people realize that this thing is out of control. This thing is out of control. It's not the weapons, it's the people. These people are sociopaths. His mother's writing letters to the former president. Thank you for protecting our gun rights. Me and Rated Kev had this as a debate too. I think the whole gun rights thing is a red herring. Because people on both sides of that fictitious aisle love guns. This is a country that is embedded in that believes in warfare. So guns are the last thing they're gonna take away. So we must and we have to look into these situations and realize if you got wicked people that walk on the face of this earth, and especially in the United States of America, you better arm yourself, man. You better arm yourself. Because if you don't arm yourself, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem. You have some sick, wicked individuals who are not well read. They're not well learned. I don't want to go into this, you didn't graduate, and I don't care about that. Education comes from home. Being a clear thinker comes from your home. Being able to look at a situation and discern if this is beneficial or not, that comes from your house. See, these people sitting around their kitchen tables and their bedrooms and in their living rooms while they watch TV, and they're telling people, they're talking around their kids about how people taking their jobs, how people on this border, and these people who support these N-words. We got to get rid of them. They N-word lovers. They love all these Latinos. They love all these Asians. You got to look. This is why I don't ever want to hear another thing about Republican and or Democrat ever. Don't talk to me about that, because that's a lie. That Muslim lady who she's a senator, she's in Congress. I mean, you had a dude send her a death threat because I think it was Amy Coney Barrett says this woman is a terrorist. And nobody's trying to get Amy kicked out of the government. You ain't heard Joe Biden. You ain't heard Kamala Harris. You ain't heard Cory Booker. You ain't heard none of them. They need to be on the TV every day. You see what these clowns are doing? You see what they threaten this lady. You got some clown talking about, I'm going to make sure you get erased from the face of the earth, you saying N-word. Seriously? You got people threatening people's lives because you standing your clown behind on TV lying on people. No, man. Don't tell me about no damn Republicans and Democrats no more. Ain't no damn Republicans and Democrats. They Dixiecrats and they white nationalists. Period. And they got their buffoons that's standing around with them. And what you must do as a citizen of this nation, if you believe in the system, look, that's what we going to start doing, man. Thank you. I know I see some new people on here. Omi Wale, the Elder, and SWA Radio. I want the people who just come through, man. I need y'all to get at least 5 people to register to vote, because we got to follow, and that's something else I'm gonna bring up. That's another app. It's called God damn it. I got it wrote down this time. This time I got it wrote down. The Politicking App. I need y'all to download the Politicking App. It's an app created by these couple black folks, and they got the voting record of all these people who are up for election. By the way, every seat in the House of Representatives is up for grabs in November 2022. 32 senators' jobs are up for grabs in 2022. If we want to get our schools funded for our nephews, nieces, cousins, neighbors, kids, grandkids, we got to put somebody in there who gonna do our bidding. Download the Politicking App. If you have an iPhone, you can go to the iStore. If you have an Android, you have to go to politicking.com, and their support system will help you. We can't sit back anymore, man. We cannot do this anymore. We cannot this dude right here, and he they ain't gonna do nothing. We've done that for 50 years. Did it work, ladies and gentlemen? No, it didn't. You looking at these people with these D's and these R's. Tell you what, all I want y'all to do is answer this question. If the D and R means something different, when was the last time you hung out with some people who hated Latinos? When was the last time you hung out with a dude who hated Asians? When was the last time you hung out with a dude who hated brothers? Or just hate? I'm going to kill him. You wouldn't do that. If somebody who was around you in your circle started talking about hate and hurting people, you would remove them from your circle. Yet and still, these people, see, I can reach across the aisle because you with it, man. That's my opinion. Because you know what? When I find out that you hate somebody because of who they are and what they look like, I'm next. So I can't rock with you. So if you got politicians who talking about, see, I'm friends with this guy. He's a Republican, but he's my friend. No. We might be able to do business together because the barter system has no skin color. It is an exchange. But when we are sitting in a universe, in which people are friends with bigots, and when we voting for them, you friends with a bigot, Download that Politicking app, please, so we can see. Look, it tells you what they voted on, what they support, who they up with. See, we gonna blow the roof off this joker right here. We not doing this anymore. We not playing this game with y'all anymore. If all the House of Representatives seats are up for grabs, that means you can go to Politicking, or are you right here with me? All you have to do is create a profile, and they'll give you the rest of the information. Create a profile. Oh, you right here. This who rocking with you. And then you see who, or you don't want, like if you're a marijuana smoker, or you don't want to do marijuana, oh, well, we ain't rocking with you. If you ain't vote for the schools to get more funding, we ain't rocking with you. We need people like that brother Warnoff down there in Georgia. He has put $42 billion into Georgia. 41. And $40 plus billion in the state of Georgia. That's what I'm talking about. He helping out Georgia farmers. He helping out the schools. He helping out the roads. And look, this is why we have to get involved. Look, y'all told me that y'all is voting HRap. You wrong. You anti-voting. You wrong. Okay, I'll say I'm wrong. But if you ain't willing to step the hell up, don't complain. Don't complain. Oh man, this messed up. What you do? Did you look into it? Last time in this election a year ago, it used to take about 15 minutes to vote. It took me 45 to 50 minutes to vote because I found a website that had all the get down on the judges. It was like 25 judges. I looked up every one of them judges because y'all told me that voting worked. So I got in there. So if you wonder why your cousin was jaywalking and he got 75 years for it, it's because the judge was a clown. And you didn't vote for him. This is your fault. My fault, your fault. This is our fault. So we got to come up with a 10-year plan. You ain't got to get everybody on board. Get you and 5 of your friends and have them enlist 5 of their friends. See, we always, it don't count. Y'all know, I'm rocking with y'all on y'all level. Y'all told me, HRap, you tripping, voting works. Okay, but it only works. Voting is like this. If you're building a house, you're going to need a screwdriver or a hammer. Voting is just a hammer because voting didn't talk about the drill. Voting ain't talking about the wrenches. It's just one tool in a toolbox. If you have time to tune into my program, thank you. But if you got time to tune in, you got time to listen to these clowns screw us over. So that's the mission of our show, brothers and sisters, to get involved. Get involved, get into it. And shout out to these bums at Comcast, because I'm sitting not 3 feet away from my modem and I'm skipping, and that is pissing me off, but that's okay. It might be something that the man is doing. I don't know, but hey, it's not gonna stop me, man, because I'm gonna be back here Thursday talking about friends, and then I'm gonna be back here talking about what's holding up our community up. See, with that being said, what's holding our community up is this, man. It's a simple thing in life, man. In American life, I should say. Because, see, when you part of my community, and sorry, my people who ain't part of my community who listen to this part of the show, y'all got foundation. My foundation is cracked. They cracked my foundation when we got over here. They hid my past. Okay? But my folks, like, I want to show y'all the difference in wording. Legality is everything in this country. Record, record. You know, it's always this. If you shoot somebody in your house, if they turn their back, you shoot them in the back, you go to jail. If they was coming at you, you go home. You stay home. It's always little loopholes in the get down, like abolitionists versus anti-slavery. What does this have to do with what we're talking about, HRap? It has everything to do with it. Because are you a person who's talking about you with us, or are you doing what it takes to be with us? So you can listen to HRap show and thank y'all again and send me a text, H, you was on fire, brother. I really dug that. But if you don't download that damn, the Politicking app and the Five Calls app, and all you got to do is type out a quick joint. Hey, man, what's up with this dude fighting for our voting rights? Why are you not going back to D.C. to vote on our voting rights? It ain't going to take you 2 minutes. A lot of us in group text, a lot of us do a whole lot of stuff via text, and we on Facebook cracking jokes. I'm one of those people. So if you have time to do that, at this point, are you anti-slavery or you are an abolitionist? An abolitionist says, hey man, slavery is wrong. Slavery is wrong. We have to stop. That's you can't do those people like that. But you're not willing getting me my rights. Oh yeah. You're not in indentured servitude anymore. Guess why a lot of these people are abolitionists? Because if it's black people working for free, they ain't got to pay me nothing. So if everybody get out, everybody get their freedom, then I could demand more money. But they still don't deserve their rights. Abraham Lincoln is documented as an abolitionist, but he's also documented. One second. He's also documented as a person who he freed our ancestors. No, correction. He started a war that we won to free us, but he also said we will never have the ability to vote. Yeah, y'all don't need to be slaves, but it ain't like y'all gonna get no rights. And he also, a fun fact time, y'all, Abraham Lincoln set aside $300 per enslaved African to send your black behind back to a country that's called Liberia right now. Yeah. So while you tell Abraham Lincoln wasn't ish. And no, I'm not using profanity no more. If I can avoid it, I'm not using no more profanity on my show because I want your mama listening. I want your grandmama listening. I want your aunts listening. And if I'm up here, mother, they ain't going to listen because they going to think I'm just some clown. But back to what I was saying. He was an abolitionist, but he wasn't anti-slavery. Because when you're anti-slavery, you see black folks as human beings. And if we're human beings, you have to treat us as such. And if you have to treat us as such, oh, that's another problem. See, that's the thing, man. We're not being viewed as humans. Even though, as I stated, 18 months after they gave us guns, no, actually 8 months after they gave us guns, the war was over and it was won. 18 months after they let us enlist, they started winning the war, Civil War. The Revolutionary War. George Washington and his crew almost died. Some brothers taught them how to immunize themselves. They came back and won. World War I. We did the damn thing. The Red Tails. The Buffalo Soldiers. All the inventions that we've invented. Everything that we've come to, everything, Dr. King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, HRap Brown, Huey P. Newton, Kwame Ture, you may know him as Stokely Carmichael. These men and women, Eldridge Cleaver and his wife, these men and women set the stage for this guy. Hey, do anybody in the impoverished neighborhood in here, you know somebody who had a WIC, the WIC program where they give you milk and cereal and stuff like that? That was started by the Black Panther Party for self-defense. Yeah, everybody in America, most disenfranchised people in America use that. You know how they got those parking spaces at the front of the mall for our physically challenged brothers and sisters? The Black Panther Party did that. The ramps, Black Panther Party did that. That braille on your elevator, Black Panther Party did that. Those black people. The remote control that you're going to use when you stop listening to this show, black man did that. Rosa Parks started that bus boycott. And then, people are like, well, she was just tired. No, she was tired of getting bullied. She was sick and tired. Oh, by the way, kindergarten, Head Start, brother by the name of Adam Clayton Powell Jr., he did that. Medicaid, he did that. See, we consistently fixing this nation. And now we got relaxed. We got relaxed. Everybody who's going to ever hit this program does something well. I know this lady named Phyllis Williams. One of the most astute people at cleaning in the history of the world. She don't want to do it no more, but this sister could get a team of people, train them, and she'd be a millionaire in 6 years. I know this other lady, Theodora Moore. She was one of the most decorated restaurant general managers in the history of Chicago. What she should do is get a consulting firm and go into these fast food joints and teach them how to clean and how to run their management, because it shouldn't take 12 minutes for you to get a damn Big Mac, but it does. See, those two people that are not maximized, I know these two people. They're not maximizing their God-given gifts because they don't see them as gifts. They see them as, I don't want to do that no more. But you don't want to go to work for somebody either. That brother right there who just said something, Just Joe, that dude is a financial, he got it up here. He need to be doing something with that. That brother D Great, that dude has a magnetic personality. He need to be on Tavis Smiley radio station in LA. Damn this freaking podcaster. That dude got charisma. You see what I'm saying? God didn't make no blanks. We all are awesome at something. Find out what you awesome at and get you some people to support you. My boy Steve Harris. This dude, he absorbs things and then spit them out in the most basic terms. That's king stuff. See, ladies and gentlemen, haters and bitter friends, we all are talented at something. But nothing works like this. It only works like this. Rated Kev, this dude, he can shoot any firearm. He can build it, break it down, tell you what type of weaponry, what type of bullets you could use, tell you. I could say one thing right now, and I guarantee you in a few seconds, Rated Kev will be in the chat room letting you know how to get it done in regards to firearms. His wife, one of the best cooks in the South. Maybe we need to get together and fund Rated Kev a restaurant, and fund Rated Kev's wife a restaurant, Rated Kev a gun range. See, then Rated Kev will go around the country teaching us how to fire these arms, use these firearms, and become a millionaire. And he's a generous man. He gonna give back. Our brother Doc, who'll be on, he'll be starting his show in 60 seconds. One of the most generous people you know. You need to be subscribing to BS3 Network on YouTube and then on Roku. See, we have the abilities. We just not aware of all the things that's going on around us. Y'all might be blabbermouths like me. Hit your boy up. I'll give you a shot, man. And you're going to suck at the beginning, but you're going to take off. That's my man, Big Illinois. That's another dude right there, Big Illinois. He just cracked on me. He said, don't be talking about my mama. But that's another dude. That dude is he is an electronic and a musical genius. That's another dude that he need to be on the radio. It needs to be a radio station. How my brother, Big Illinois. Only person I know that know more music than him is his brother Mark. Big Illinois could host a radio show and he would be the 2K Herb Kent. See, we got to start using what we have to stop being enslaved people. I told y'all last week, they tricked us into non-slavery. I don't want to be a slave. I ain't want our ancestors to be in bondage. Don't get me wrong. But they tricked us. They made you think you were free. Look, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say this every week. Slavery when they emancipated us on paper, because we were already free in our minds, we got ways, like my man Dr. Carr, we had ways of knowing. We knew we was getting up out of that. Trust and believe it. What we did was this, people. Okay, you free. You go about your business. Then they made laws to entrap you so they could create the prison industrial complex. Then they said, well, you free, you got to get a job. Then when you get a job, you got to pay rent. And when you got to pay rent, you got to buy clothes. So they used to give you free clothing, food, and shelter. Then they got you in the same job, and now you got to pay for everything they gave. And then they still benefiting off of it. So now it's time for Big Illinois to get on the radio. He might have to be at Tavis Smiley Station with D. Gray. See, because it ain't slavery when you working with people who are going to pay you for what you're worth. It's slavery when you making them this much money and they making you that, and they paying you that little money, right? That's slavery. But when everybody's a millionaire, that's the way it works. That's the way it works. When you getting paid not a living wage, but a feasible wage. See, and I'm gonna cover everything again. We gotta support our brother Joe Madison, our elder. He's not our brother, he's our elder, Joe Madison. We got to start going to these city council meetings and things of that nature, because you got clowns who don't want to enforce the rules across the board. The only way you get that fixed if you download that Politicking App. It's the only way you get it done. And then you got to get you some weapons. In the event that these wicked and evil people that walk the face of this earth want to invade your home and hurt you and your family, you got to get involved and get into it. Guns are not bad. People are. Poison ain't bad. People put poison in your food or whatever. Spit ain't bad. People spit in your food. What we got to do is walk away from these wicked and evil SOBs and get our own thing going. Got to get our own thing going, people. Download that 5 calls. Download that Politicking App and wake your ass up. Please, brothers and sisters. Ladies and gentlemen, haters and bitter friends, salute to my man, Illa G. Now, with that being said, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to Built for This Web Network. I'm HRap B. This is the End of the Bench podcast. I will be back with my partners in crime, my PNC, Charlotte, and my sister Charlotte, my brother Rated Kev, Thursday night, 6 p.m., where we will talk about friendship. We will talk about friendship. I'm back on my grind now, man. I told y'all last week, I went through, October was probably one of the worst months of my life mentally. I was angry because things didn't go my way. But guess what? I'm back now. I'm back like I'm avenging my brother's death. I'm back on it. So y'all was thinking, man, yo, HRap, you was killing it. Nah, I was off my game. I'm back on now. Salute to my man Craig. Salute to my man Stacy. Salute to Steve. Salute to Rated Kev. Salute to Big Illinois. Y'all talked me off the bridge several times. And that's what time it is, man. I really appreciate you, brothers. And my sisters, brothers, friends, everybody, man. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in, man. I need y'all to do me a favor, man. Hit the like button, which most of y'all did. I checked. Hit the subscribe button, and right next to the subscribe is the bell, because I'm sick of sending y'all them damn notifications every week. I'm sick of that. I ain't sending no more, man. Some of y'all. But on the serious side, man, do what you got to do, man. Do what you have to do to win. I keep telling y'all, we not playing this game to survive or to play. We playing to win. Please, if you can, go to BS. Like I said, go to Finest Wine, subscribe. That's my man D. Awesome cook, chef. Excuse me, D. You're not a cook. You're a chef. And I know it don't make a difference to you, but it make a difference to me. I need you to subscribe to Rated Kev. I need you to subscribe to BS3 Network. Queens 3 and Kings are on. They on right now. They just started. They on right now. Support my brother Dalton and his 3 sisters. Keep supporting me. Built for this network. We got a surprise coming next week. We got an announcement to make. And I mean, y'all already know, man, as I do it every week, man. I'll be back every Tuesday, every Thursday. I'm going to keep bringing in guests. I'm from the West Side. Guesses. I'm going to bring in some guesses. But on the serious side, man, I'm going to keep bringing in as many guests as I can. Thank you again, Montel Griffin. Thank you again, everybody who has ever been on my show. You made my show that much better. You got my people supporting me a little more, man. Tell a friend to tune in. Salute to my man Reggie O'Shea, a.k.a. Combat Jack. And I always got to give him love by saying what he said. Dream those dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams, because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in technicolor surround sound. And like I told Ray the Kev, do something good before something bad is done to you. And like my man Politicking say, Sadate, I'm out of here.
Checks for thighs, now it's people can't eat. She's stripping for change for school, now she giving it brain. She's used to that loot, she earning, now she giving it strain. He new to this game, but hungry, so he clicking his cane. He getting that paper, but then they gave him tools to the brain. There's rules to this game, but hustlers never hustle for fame. The spirit of greed is grimy, so we struggle to change. They put us in chains and take away our African name. We blame, it's all a game, man. These Europeans thinking they claim that you a victim of their game plan. You thinking they ain't, you thinking they saints. Remember all them niggas they hang? Killed our women and our children, all our leaders is slain. They gave us Obama, but that nigga was hoping for change. But Zimmerman is killing niggas and he free. Shit is crazy, babies having these babies and getting checked. But keep the child from they cop to rip his heart out his chest. Our rappers was leaders and now they in the booth in the dress. Spitting bullshit and making more, but giving us less. They taking our sound and changing ours, dumbing it down. They taking our jobs and homes and they shutting us out. They taking our kids because it ain't a man in the house. They locking us down, but soon they gon' be wiping us out. They told our women in it to me. The man told our brother he was too insignificant to advance. All a game, man. These Europeans thinking they claim that you a victim of their game plan. You thinking they ain't. You thinking they saints. Remember all them niggas they hang? Killed our women and our children. All our leaders is slain. It's all a game.
Built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.